like the car just started going fast when I was approaching the roundabout. I was like, no! Roundabout, I was like, no! Roundabout, I was like, no! Roundabout, I was like, no! I don't know, what happened at that roundabout? I don't know, what happened at that roundabout? Awful.
You what?
I've definitely failed that. Awful.
You what?
I've definitely failed that. I wouldn't let me on the road driving like that. I wouldn't let me on the road driving like that. I wouldn't let me on the road driving like that.
Hello, we've got Brogan in for test today. Brogan, can you tell him how many lessons you had with me?
About 20 hours.
Roughly about 20. She's binned that progress sheet, or her mum's binned it. So I don't know where that is, so I'll have to check my diary. It's a very first smoke test, and she hasn't got a test book, have you? We have. Oh yeah, but she's looking for a cancellation if she does really well today. So have you any questions before we start?
No.
Okay, I've got one question. Would you like me to tell you a little bit about the driving test?
Yes, please.
You're going to be out for 38 to 40 minutes, depending on traffic. You're going to take in various traffic and road conditions. One manoeuvre you practice with your trainer. Can you say that all right?
Yeah.
Possibly the control stop, and you will be driving independently by way of sat-nav at signs. We're going to do sat-nav today.
Okay.
Throughout the drive, I'd like you to follow the road ahead at all times unless you're directed by signs and mountains, unless you turn which will do some good times. Understand that?
Yeah.
Question, tell me how you would check your brakes work before starting the journey?
You press them and they shouldn't feel slack or spongy, and then your car shouldn't like go off to the road like this.
Good, right. If you just put your window up, we'll put the aircon on. If you just make your way out the test centre, just turn left out of here. Now just chill and relax and concentrate.
Is the car on?
Does it sound like it's on?
No.
We're going to follow the sat nav.
Okay.
You can say that okay?
Yeah.
So we just turn left out of here. By the way, she's just reversed into between two parked cars. Practically perfect. We should have put that on YouTube. Now at the end of the road we're turning left. And then the sat nav should kick in.
You will arrive at your destination at 9:47 a.m.
At the end of the road, right, and then follow the sat nav.
Turn right, St. John's Road.
Can you pull up in a convenient place on the left, please? You driving when you feel ready. Brogan, every time the examiner stops you at the side of the road, you're expected to apply the parking brake, put it in neutral, and then cancel signal, and then listen to his instruction. You don't get marked for this, but that's what he expects you to do. Tell me how you clean your back window with the washers and wipers.
At the end of the road, turn right, A690. Turn right.
Brogan, I've not marked this, but when you merge out of this junction here, this is a very difficult junction to merge out of. And when we pull out, there was a white van coming from your right. You'll see it as you straighten up in the video, but if I'd been driving, I don't think I would have emerged out of the junction. However, you didn't slow them down, so I cannot mark it.
After 100 yards, turn right, Front Street.
First minor error for Brogan. She forgets to use a middle right door mirror before indicating right at this junction. The timing of the signal is very good because most learners would have put this signal on before this junction on the right. But as soon as you know where you're going, I would be looking in my mirrors. As soon as I'm given instruction by the examiner, look in the mirrors, or the sat nav, I'd be looking in the mirrors to see what's happening behind and to the sides.
Then, at the end of the road, turn left. Turn left, A690, Grove Terrace.
Second minor error for Brogan. She forgets to look over her right shoulder before moving off from the side of the road. This could have been a serious fault had there been anybody in the blind spot area.
After 300 yards, cross the roundabout and take the second exit, A690, Neville's Crossbank.
All good driving skills from Brogan here. She sees the road markings to say that you need the right lane. She checks her mirrors, her middle mirror on approach. She looks early at the roundabout and sees the gap and drives straight onto the roundabout, and the timing of the mirror signal when leaving the roundabout is excellent also. Very good work from Brogan.
Cross the roundabout and take the second exit. Turn left.
Good observation skills from Brogan here. What she does is you can see the pedestrian crossing in front of you. Now most learners would plonk that car on that crossing in a queue of traffic and pick up a serious fault. So she keeps the crossing clear just in case anybody presses the buttons. So good work from Brogan. Remember, Brogan, if you come along here on your driving test and it's secure traffic all the way along this road, do not block the junctions on the left-hand side and stop the oncoming traffic from turning right into the side roads. Otherwise, Mr. Driving Examiner will give you a great big fat fail.
After 400 yards, go right on the roundabout and take the fourth exit, A691, Southfield Way.
Minor fault number 3 for Brogan. She moves to the right lane. Her mirror works good, but we have a car behind, so she needs to inform them that she's going to move to the right lane. Had there been no car behind, then I probably wouldn't have marked this. But because there's a car behind, it's pretty close. You should tell them that you're moving into the right lane.
Right on the roundabout and take the fourth exit.
Brogan has driven really well up until now. However, she commits her first serious fault. This is for not checking the mirrors to exit the roundabout. There could have been anything coming up the left-hand side. Had there been a car coming up the left-hand side, I would have had to grab the wheel and record it as a dangerous fault. The reason Brogan's forgetting to check her mirrors is because she's a bit confuzzled which exit to take. So what you need to do is, when you turn right, third, fourth, fifth exits, my best tip is count the exits as you go around.
Take the exit, A691, Southfield Way. After 300 yards, cross the roundabout and take the second exit. Cross the roundabout and take the second exit. After 300 yards, go left on the roundabout and take the first exit, B6532. Go left on the roundabout and take the first exit. After 300 yards, cross the roundabout and take the third exit, Durham Road.
Need the right lane for this one.
Cross the roundabout and take...
Brogan, I'm sucking myself in here as you drive past this bus. This is very close to being a serious fault. I have had pupils fail for steering late round the bus. On this occasion, I've given you a minor fault, but you got really close to this bus here. The reason you've done this for is you're looking past the bus and at the roundabout. You should have been looking at the space as you were driving through. So minor fault, very close to being a serious fault.
The third exit. After 200 yards, yards, go right on the roundabout, and take the third exit, Finkel Road. Go right on the roundabout, and take the third exit.
At the roundabout, turn left, then take the next immediate left. Roundabout, follow the road ahead, it's the second exit. Thank you, and then you drive when you feel ready. Minor error number 5 for Brogan. She forgets to look over right shoulder again. So this is the second time she's done this. So one more time and then it becomes a serious fault. It's an habitual fault. But Brogan, you shouldn't have moved off from the side of the road. You've got a car behind us. The car behind us is just waiting for the oncoming traffic to get past and it's going to drive past us. So I would have just sat tight here. You didn't really slow them down, but I wouldn't have moved off. So I haven't marked that. At the roundabout, turn right, third exit. Brogan, when you leave the mini roundabouts, I'd rather you focus more on steering the car than indicating to leave it. The steering should come before the indicator on mini roundabouts because there's not enough time. So focus more on the steering. If you've got time, signal to leave the mini roundabout. If you haven't, I wouldn't worry about it because the steering's more important. Turn left. 6 minor error for Brogan. She forgets to use a middle and left door mirror before indicating left at this roundabout. Remember, Brogan, you need to check the middle mirror to see how close the car is, and you're looking in the left door mirror if a cyclist come up the left hand side. To stop the car from jerking, Brogan, stop on the rise and brake like we've taught you. Brogan makes good progress up this road. It's a national speed limit road and she hits speeds of 50 miles per hour. It looks like a runway strip. Learner drivers would drive up here 30 miles an hour. You get people starting to overtake and that's where accidents happen. So this is good from Brogan. Do 30 miles per hour up here on your driving test. Mr. or Mrs. Examiner will give you a serious fault for driving at an appropriate speed. So well done, Brogan. Roundabout, follow the road ahead. It's the first exit. Follow the road ahead, it's the third exit. Second series fault for Brogan and it's the mirrors again. Brogan, we've come to this roundabout. I've asked you to follow the road ahead. It's the third exit. Now if you look at the road markings, it says you can pick the left or the right lane. You've picked the left lane, which is excellent, well done. Most lanes would jump into that right lane. I don't know why. Now what's happened is though, you picked the left lane, which is great. But if you look at the picture, you've got a bus lane on the left-hand side. Now you need at least a couple of door mirror checks coming down there in that left door mirror. You could get motorbikes, cyclists, cars, anything coming down the left. You didn't check any mirrors coming down here. Serious fault number 2 for use of mirrors. Seventh minor error for Brogan. It's undue hesitation at this roundabout. What happens is there's a gap to go, she doesn't go, and there was a car close behind you. Again, very close to being a serious fault is. Brogan, what you should have done on approach is you should have gone for second gear a couple of bus lengths back. You should have kept that brake still as you bring the clutch up. Kept the clutch still at the driving point to give you a nice smooth gear change. Remember that technique I've tried to teach you? What happens with you? You go into second gear very late and you nearly stop in the car and then you try to bring the clutch up and then it feels like it's picking up speed. So remember, second gear, a couple of bus lengths back, keep the brake still, clutch up the driving point, keep that still and then decide whether to go or not. Brogan, I've not marked this, but you can see the two roads coming into one. You need that right door mirror check. You need to watch for people overtaking at the last second because it does happen quite a bit. Now, what happens on the driving test is pupils come down here and the cars overtake at the last second and cut in. Now, when that happens, the learner's expected to slow down and keep the 2-second gap, but they don't do that and they end up picking up a serious fault. However, if there's no one there, you don't get marked for this, but we need that right door mirror before. Just watch for people overtaking. And the traffic lights turn right. Minor error number 8 for you, Brogan. You should have indicated right to tell this car behind that you're moving over to the right lane. It probably wouldn't have mattered if there'd been nobody behind, but I would still be putting an indicator on, telling oncoming traffic what you're doing. Oh, I like this technique where you apply the parking brake, select neutral and rest your feet and the car cuts out. Apparently experts say it saves on fuel, wear and tear and pollution. So well done, Brogan. So you do listen to some things I tell you. At the roundabout, follow the road ahead and take the next immediate left. Could you pull up on the left just before the next park car? Just over here, that'll do. Just a little bit further forward. That'll do, thank you. Right, this is your manoeuvre. What I'd like you to do is to pull up alongside the car in front, reverse the car back within 2 car lengths, keep them reasonably close to the curb. In your own time when you're ready. Thank you. And driver when you feel ready. No faults recorded for Brogan on this parallel park. The observations were excellent. She kept looking all around. The car felt she knew what was about at all times. Accuracy looks out a little bit, but it's not a video. The pitch is very deceiving. She's about 2 inches off this curb. It looks a bit cockeyed, but it's about 2 inches at the back and about 4 inches at the front. So I've not marked anything for accuracy. All Brogan had to do here was just let it go a little bit further back, and this would have been inch perfect, this manoeuvre. But no faults recorded. Speed was excellent also. Speed was really good. So well done, Brogan. Right, drive on when you're ready. This is the 3rd serious fall for Brogan. It's blind spots. What happens is she starts to move off and then looks over her shoulder. You can't do that. You have to look over your shoulder first, because if there's something there, you wouldn't be moving off, would you? So it's become an habitual fault. 3rd serious fault for Brogan for moving off safely. end of the road, turn left. Just under the bridge is a right hand turn. That's I'd like you to turn right just as you get under the bridge.
Just as I get under the bridge.
Yes. Take the next road to the left.
This one.
Yes. And take the next road to the left, just where that car's turning. Ninth minor fault for Brogan. What happens is it's a really sharp corner. Brogan knows this and she knows she's got to do that rolling first. However, she goes round in second, a little bit on the fast side, and the back wheels go over the pavement. Remember, learners, your back wheels take a shorter route than the front wheels, so this would only be a minor error. However, had there been a pedestrian standing there and they were asking where's my toes gone, then it would be a serious fault. Can you pull up really close to the next parked car but leave enough room to move off? Put the car in. Minor fault number 10 for Brogan is mirror check to pull up on the left behind the parked car. She forgets to check her mirrors. She did look in a bit earlier, but that was to pass the parked car, and circumstances could have changed before I asked her to pull up on the left. So minor fault number 10, use of mirrors. Thank you, that'll do. And then drive on when you feel ready. Brogan, when you move off on an angle on the driving test, make sure you check the road ahead. There was a red car here. Personally, I wouldn't have pulled off. I would have let this red car come through. I've only given you a minor fault for this. Now, the reason for this is, if you look at the picture, we've got a parked car on the right-hand side and obviously the parked car on the left. Neither vehicle has priority here. He did slow down a bit, but I wouldn't have gone here. Make sure you check the road ahead. So minor fault number 11 for moving off safely. At the end of the road, turn right. Take the next road to the right. And just drive it forward and it will be on the left or right hand side. Right, how do you think you've done then?
Awful.
You are?
I've definitely failed that.
Why?
Because that threw us around in the car when I went round that tight bend. I should have went round that one first.
Yeah, I'll chop that and repeat that a bit. But anything else? That wasn't a serious fall, by the way.
Was it not?
No. Just the back wheels hit the curb.
What else is it? Going really fast on roundabouts. The car just seemed to go really fast.
Well, you've got the technique you've got is, look, you know, when you come to the roundabout, you should be putting it in second gear a couple of bus lengths back and bringing the clutch up on approach. Now what you've done is you come to the roundabout, and this was close to being a field. You've got your foot on the brake, and then you just really close roundabout, you just bring it up, really quick.
This beer parking's really good though.
It was, yeah. You've got 3 serious falls. The first one is, can you remember you turn right on a roundabout, 4th exit? And it said take the exit. Can you remember at Snippers Gate roundabout, you turn right, 4th exit?
Is that?
Well look, you come over the left lane, you side a little bit. It said take the exit and you side. What was going through your brain?
Because I thought I missed the exit.
No, well, what you need to do is count them as you go around, but you went over to the left lane with no mirror checks. And that was one series. The second series was mirrors again. You know that roundabout where you picked up speed? We were going straight ahead, 3rd exit. Can you remember that roundabout?
Oh, yes.
Right, well, there was no mirror checks to come back to the left. And the other one was blind spots. The other one was blind spots.
Oh, I know, I did that a few times, didn't I?
You missed your blind spots. Other than that, it was fine.
Other than that. Seriously, other than that though.
It was okay. You started off really well. Have you any questions before I turn this off?
I wouldn't let me on the road driving like that.